Resilience is defined by the ICRC as the ability of individuals, communities, institutions and systems to anticipate, absorb, adapt, respond to and/or recover from shocks and stressors derived from conflict, violence and hazards, without compromising their long-term prospects. But what does it look like in practice when socioeconomic resilience is integrated into an actual project? Let's take the example of a rural community. They were forced to leave their village because of violent clashes. Now that the village is secured, they are able to return to their village. But on top of the violence effects, bad weather conditions make it hard for farmers and herders to live off their land or cattle. The conflict and exposure to climate hazards puts their livelihoods at risk. In the ICRC subdelegation nearby, the team is preparing a needs assessment. They start by reviewing secondary data before going to the field. This is the first step of the project cycle. The team conducts 3 focus groups. Besides the usual needs assessment, the team asks questions about the community's resilience capacity, their risk capacity and shock experience, and social capital. They also conduct household interviews including questions from the resilience scorecard. All this information constitutes the baseline to assess how the ICRC can assist this community. Back in the office, the team discusses the results with other departments and cross-checks the secondary data with the primary ones. The answers to the questionnaire provide data that are automatically exported into a resilience scorecard. Resilience key indicators can be visualized through a resilience radar. The community is divided due to the ethnic component of the conflict and therefore has low internal social cohesion and inclusion. However, the herders seem to have good networks which they use at time of transhumance. The community scores 2 on 5 on coping strategies, since they sold their livestock to cover essential needs, and have reduced the number of meals eaten per day. They also have low access to services, since the conflict have interrupted the technical support given by the local policies, institutions and processes. Based on the assessment analysis, the team finds that the community has a high level of absorption, since they could cover their basic needs, but a weak level of adaptation, since for instance farmers are no longer able to sell their products on the local market or to diversify their income. Although the community is aware of the risks, it is not prepared to overcome the shocks. Every season, herders are forced to early transhumance to prevent livestock mortality. Based on the assessment and resilience radar, the team concludes that the community is exposed to a vulnerability pathway, and that some assets and strategies of the community can be reinforced to help them strengthen their resilience. A multidisciplinary team returns to the community to discuss the possible solutions by jointly doing a response analysis. It is suggested to rehabilitate the water system and mobilize the Ministry of Livestock to facilitate crop irrigation and prevent early migration of cattle. Back at the subdelegation, the ICRC team undertakes a joint planning exercise. The team plans to strengthen the resilience of the community by improving natural assets, mobilizing the technical institutions, and enhancing social cohesion. The team set up key indicators with short and medium-term expected results to measure how the response helps strengthen the resilience of the community. The project is validated and the planning set with all departments involved. During the implementation, the team collects data and observations on the set indicators. This allows them to monitor the results of the activities. The project is completed. Together with the community and other relevant stakeholders, the team evaluates the socio-economic impact of the project using tools for quantitative and qualitative resilience analysis. As a result of both technical outputs and social mobilization, the community should have improved on the three axes of the socio-economic resilience radar. A better risk capacity to deal with shock and stressors, through the improvement of coping strategies. The improvement of social capital and social cohesion, because of stronger social bonds and internal dialogue. Restoring access to services, thanks to renewed links with the local technical institutions. The rehabilitation of infrastructure and mobilization of local technical institutions has helped people absorb the recent shock and to adapt to the future ones. At the quantitative level, the team confirms through the Resilience Capacity Score that the community's resilience has improved. There you go, we've seen how resilience can be integrated throughout the project cycle. You can find all the tools and templates in the Resilience Toolbox.